Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you to my first vlog, or gaming log, or gaming video log, whatever it is. You can see me messing around in GTA 4, the Ballad of Gay Tony here. What I'd really like to do is just take this time to say thanks to those of you who have subscribed already and who watch my videos, and I'd just like to really discuss what it's been like to start an actual channel on YouTube, in case you wanted to do one yourself. It's not going to be a tutorial or anything, but maybe you'll pick up a few ideas along the way. I'll also go into a couple of things which have happened gaming-wise this month. So yeah, the gaming channel is still in its infancy, but it's nice to see that people are starting to take an interest. The first couple of weeks were a little bumpy, but I'm getting used to the whole, gaming, editing, YouTube sort of thing. It's not my first channel on YouTube, but it's the first where I've actually created content for people. I'm not just posting, odd videos of random things. I guess the hardest thing, really, is just getting used to the workflow. I'm an Adobe Creative Cloud member, so I've been learning to use Photoshop, Premiere, and After Effects, things like those. I know some of you are probably thinking, ooh, why didn't you just pirate that? But I'm a student, and because of the discounts, it does actually fit into my budget. And I use things like Lightroom for photo editing, so, I like their software, and I'm happy to support them. The major thing that struck me is just how much effort it takes to start doing things on YouTube. It's a combination really of time, effort, and a lot of hard drive space. Every minute of actual content on YouTube is probably 2 to 3 minutes of recording, plus probably 5 minutes of editing if it needs, effects adding. So, it takes a lot of time, and I've got a great deal of respect for those who can do this on a daily basis, really. In terms of space, the first Alan Wake Let's Play I did, which was around 40 minutes long, took up, about 14 gig on my computer for all the project files and things like that. So even though I do it for free, it's data expensive. But I guess that takes me on to why there are only 2 Alan Wake Let's Plays, or replays, which I want to do when I replay or restart an old game. And that's because it's difficult to attract an audience if you're asking them to watch, 45 minutes to an hour of you playing a game, if they know nothing about you. It's asking for a lot of trust, and I guess I really need to earn that before I do longer games. In terms of YouTube viewings to actual minutes of video, I was only getting, 1 view for every 2 minutes of content for Alan Wake, but 2 views for every 1 minute of footage for, shorter videos like the Remember Me introduction. So it's important to break in slowly, and people will be more prepared to take an interest. I mean, how many times have you been on YouTube and, people have asked for their time back because they think it was a waste of time and effort. So, hopefully with shorter videos they'll be happier with it. So that's probably my first lesson about YouTube, is to really get the audience's trust, even if it means not doing your major projects until slightly later on. Lesson 2 would be to really make sure the quality is okay. The first couple of videos I did were a bit messy with the audio, but I think I've fixed that now. I didn't really have any video or audio editing experience before this month, so every video is a new opportunity to try something new. Hopefully none of it sounded or looked like it was being recorded by a potato. But going back to hard drive space, it would take up too much room to record in 1080, so I stick with 720 and that seems to be okay for most cases. So on to the month in gaming. I guess the most important news really for me is about Xbox One and PS4. All in all, Microsoft seems to be persuading people not to buy their console, and Sony's probably lapping up all the pre-orders from, prior Xbox fans who are moving over. I'd like to stick with Microsoft because I've been using Xbox since about 2003, 2004 or so, and I've built up that kind of ecosystem with them, and I like the connection with their consoles. But pretty much every day since E3 there's been a new report out on what the Xbox One won't let you do, which is kind of annoying. I beta tested Microsoft Flight in 2011, 2012, something like that, and the fans were constantly telling the Microsoft developers what they wanted, but they just seemed to ignore it, and they made a game which nobody really wanted. I feel sorry for the programmers and people working there, because, they're being told what to make. But it's down to the executives who are really ignoring the customers, and, making awful games because of it. Within 5 months or so, Microsoft Flight completely failed, and they just stopped doing anything with it because no one was buying it. Microsoft seem to have been making some really poor decisions recently, and I just wish they'd have the balls to cancel their current projects and just start them from scratch, instead of telling themselves that it's what the customer will want. I know we customers can be wrong from time to time, but they're just pushing the boat out too far, and the competition is just working on the method which has always worked, and it's doing really well for them. Besides, I don't want to use Connect, and I simply can't use it in this space anyway because I don't have the room, so that'll be £100 unnecessarily spent on it, which is just, adding to the cost, and it's really not great for me. But, oh well, I guess we'll have to see how it goes. I really hate the privacy, the connection and the resale rules they put into place. I would have thought it'd go against sort of EU policies, but, who knows. I kind of secretly hope they force Microsoft to redesign it, but if they don't, then the PS4 will look quite tempting, even though I've not played on Sony consoles since the PS1. In happier news, the games announced at E3 do look pretty awesome. Batman Arkham Origins looks pretty neat, although I don't think Mark Hamill is voicing the Joker anymore. I think his voice on the trailer was the first thing I noticed, but it'll still be an awesome game. I'm hoping to finish Harley Quinn's Revenge on the 360, but that'll be a project for the summer as well. Battlefield 4 looks amazing, especially, the massive destruction that you can achieve. I can't say I was completely hooked on Battlefield 3, but I'll still give this one a go if I can. If it helps, I'll put some links to the trailers in the description for those of you who haven't seen them, but I guess many of you will have done already if you're into games. The Elder Scrolls Online is still looking pretty interesting. I registered as a beta tester a while back, but I've not heard anything from them. Speaking of the Elder Scrolls, I finally downloaded the 3 add-ons for Skyrim this week, and I'm working through those. I'll have to pick up Oblivion at some point and polish that off, as I've not done the Shivering Isles yet. I think Oblivion's the first game where I actually maxed out and got 1,000 achievement points, but then the cap was raised to 1,500 with the DLC. So, I just want to clean that up on my record. Other things I'm looking forward to, Forza Motorsport 5 looks pretty good. I've played 2 and 4, and I think the addition of cloud gaming is a nice addition to the series. Props to Microsoft on that one. I think that'd be a good part of the Xbox One, if nothing else. Game I think I'm probably most looking forward to is Tom Clancy's The Division. The game itself looks absolutely stunning, and it looks like a lot of fun to play. I remember hearing from developers that there was just going to be kind of like the New York chapter of the game, or something to that effect, so hopefully we'll see lots of progress around the USA, or maybe even across the world if they do, I don't know, DLC or, other ones in the series. So yeah, this has been a month on YouTube, and all the things which have really mattered to me in the gaming world. If you could, please like, comment and subscribe, as it really does help me out, so thank you for watching.